It was February 1959. The wind howled across the icy slopes of the Ural Mountains. In this remote, unforgiving terrain, 9 Soviet hikers vanished. Days passed, then weeks. Eventually, their bodies were discovered, scattered, injured, and half-dressed in the snow. But what killed them has puzzled investigators, scientists, and conspiracy theorists for over 6 decades. This ... is the Dyatlov Pass Incident, a mystery so chilling, it's almost unbelievable. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old radio engineering student at the Ural Polytechnic Institute. All 9 members were experienced hikers. 7 men and 2 women. They were young, strong, and skilled in surviving the harsh Soviet winters. Their goal was to reach Mount Torton, a peak whose name in the local Mansi language ominously means, "Don't go there." On January 27, 1959, the team began their journey. The trek started smoothly. They documented their progress, took photos, and wrote cheerful notes in their diaries. But as they climbed deeper into the mountains, weather conditions worsened. On February 1st, they made camp on the slope of Kolet-Syakhl. Translated as Dead Mountain, they would never leave it alive. When the group failed to return by February 12th, families grew concerned. After days of silence, the Soviet government launched a search operation. Rescuers braved blizzards and deep snow. On February 26th, they found the tent, and everything changed. The hiker's tent had been slashed. From the inside, clothes, boots, cameras, journals, all left behind. There were no signs of a fight, just footprints, leading away into the snow, barefoot. The first 2 bodies were found under a pine tree near the forest edge, almost naked, barefoot, with burned fingers. It seemed they had tried to light a fire. 3 more were found between the forest and the tent, also underdressed, appearing to have frozen to death while trying to return. But the strangest discoveries were yet to come. 2 months later, the last 4 bodies were found in a ravine under 4 meters of snow. Their injuries were horrifying. Lyudmila Dubinina had broken ribs and was missing her eyes and tongue. Alexander Zolotaryov had crushed ribs, with internal bleeding but no external wounds. Another had a shattered skull. It looked less like an accident, and more like a car crash, but there were no vehicles, no attackers, no blood. Some theorized an avalanche had struck their tent, forcing them to flee. But experts disagree. The slope was too shallow, the snow too stable, and if it were an avalanche, why was the tent still standing? Why were injuries so inconsistent? Another theory blames infrasound, a low-frequency sound created by wind over the mountains. It can trigger irrational panic in humans. Could this have driven the hikers into the woods in a frenzy? But again, how does that explain the severe internal injuries? Some point to secret Soviet military experiments, radiation weapons, parachute mines, or chemical testing. Strange orange lights were reported in the sky that night by locals, and some of the victims had traces of radiation. Still, the government denied any involvement. The Soviet Union officially closed the investigation in 1959. The cause of death, an unknown compelling force. No one was blamed. No solid answers given. In 2019, Russian authorities reopened the case. They concluded once again that it was likely an avalanche, but many experts still disagree. The terrain, the tent, and the injuries just don't align. Why would experienced hikers flee barefoot into a storm? Why was their tent slashed from the inside? What caused the traumatic internal injuries? And why was there radiation? What truly happened on that mountain? remains a chilling mystery. The Dyatlov Pass Incident has inspired countless books, films, and investigations, but no explanation, scientific or supernatural, has solved it. It remains one of history's most disturbing unsolved cases. The Ural Mountains still hold their secrets. Whatever happened that night in 1959, it changed 9 lives forever and continues to haunt the world to this day. What do you think happened on Dyatlov Pass? Let us know in the comments below, and subscribe to Chrono for more dark mysteries from the past.